Hey, how you guys doing? So, a couple things. Um, I do have a service on YouTube, and basically, if you Google "call Marco with a question," Marco with a K, and you have any house problem, um, I can try to solve it for you. You can send me photos. I'll give you 20 minutes, and I usually solve most problems. So if you got something going on in your house, an odor or anything, moisture, mold, I've been doing this for 40 years. I've done 18,000 inspections. I pretty much had every environmental license there was. So call Mark with a question. Also, I do sell some products below. Check it out. Hey, I'd also rate, subscribe, ring the bell up top would be great. So we're talking a little bit about asthma, people sneezing in the home, and dust and particulate. So, you know, you want to minimize your particulate exposures in your home. Okay, you want to minimize them. You want to minimize particulates everywhere. So if you know that you're in an area, and sometimes you're traveling, you can look on the internet and check out what the air quality is where you're going. And there's areas where if there's fires going on, you don't want to be hanging out downstream from the fire smoke. Okay, and there's a lot of places in the world where that happens a lot. If you're, maybe Southern California or Southern Florida or Eastern North America, when you have the Sahara dust clouds coming across, you might not want to be around there, and etc. Near airports or downstream from factories. And a lot of times you can just look a lot of stuff up. There's all kind of great sites on the internet. We're going to get to this video here in a second, what this video is really about. But Google, it would be Earth Null School is a great government NASA site. And once you learn how to maneuver it, you can check out the particles. Now, if you do want to know about particles in the air, the ones I'm worried about, I know the 5 microns are large, 3 microns, and I don't expect you to buy a laser particle counter. But like your mold spores and things like that are large. They get stuck in your nose. The hairs of your nose grab all that. You sneeze, and then as it gets farther back down, those are the the ones and the 0.7s. They get lower and lower. They're smaller particles, soot. Then in 0.3s and 0.1s, they get way down into your lungs, right? And those are the ones that damage your lungs, like small, maybe asbestos fibers, tremolite, etc. Okay, so always worry about the particles. So how do you take care of particles? Well, a couple things. One, if you got cloth furniture and you got cloth products and carpets in your home, then you want to make sure a couple things is you got low humidity. Now, if you're going to get shocked, I got videos on all that. Check it out. But you got to have low humidity, because if you have high humidity, you're going to get fecal pellets from dust mites growing on the floors. And fecal pellets and dust mites, they like moisture. They like fibrous products like carpets. And what do they eat? Skin fragments. Your skin fragments, hair, and they love saliva, from pets. They love pet skin and pet dander. And one of the biggest problems we have with today is little babies that crawl on the carpet. They're little because they can't walk, and you walk by them, and as you step on the carpet, poof, poof, you create a plume. And you'll never breathe it, because your and my breathing zones are like 3 feet. So for those high big particles to reach to our nose, sometimes it doesn't reach it, unless, of course, the heat duct furnace kicks on. But the baby, he's down 6 inches from the carpet, and his nose is here, and you walk on this, and you're totally whacking this kid. And then you wonder why, we have such high asthma rates in kids today. Okay, because we introduced pets to the inside of our homes. When I grew up, I had a dog, but he had a doghouse. He lived outside, and if it was cold, we threw blankets in there. He had no problem. Plus, we fed him our food, and he was a very healthy dog. We didn't feed him all that stuff that you get in the big, huge stores. But so, particles in the house. So you want to make sure that you got a good vacuum cleaner. Besides try to minimize all cloth stuff in the home. Number 2, if you have a bed and you got one of these things, that is right. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-de splot. I'm not going to tell you, who to sleep with and who not to sleep with. It's pretty obvious. in my book, who not to sleep with. But if you do that, now you're going to have the mattress full of this stuff. And so I recommend getting plastic mattress covers if you're going to do this kind of stuff. And if you let these things on your couches and sleep with you and read in your lap and all that, you might want to have covers for your couches too. And the reason the covers are there for is so we don't have the dust mite condition amplification. And what it is the dust mites will will poop out a lot of fecal pellets. I mean, several times their weight per day. And then those things break into little teeny particles. Some are large and they settle to the ground. Some float around. 5 microns in your nose. Remember, 1 micron back in here. 0.1 micron way down into the lungs, right? And so you don't want this stuff floating around. So you might also want an air cleaner. I would recommend a high efficient particle air cleaner. Or at least, look up on the internet on any good reviews that you get from air cleaners. So keep the air clean. You're going to have to wash the cloth, like your beddings, a lot more than you think you do. And you got to run a dehumidifier, because if you got a humidity problem, it's an issue. Let's say you have a slab home and you've got carpets on, and you get a dew point sometimes. An interstitial condensation could occur underneath that carpet and the padding. And then you throw, these little 4-legged creatures running around through your house that are shedding. Oh, my pet doesn't shed. No, he doesn't. Maybe not that one, but his skin fragments are all over the place, and he's got saliva, right? So I know being too clean is a problem. Like when we grew up, we ate dirt, and that's why older people, maybe we don't, we maybe have better antibodies. I don't know, but we live in dirtier conditions, and our bodies are used to it. Today, everyone wants to be clean, and that's the way it is. But we've also added, high efficient units in our house. We've closed up our houses so there's no air exchanges. We've caused dew point condensation conditions in our house with ventless appliances. We cause negative positive pressure with our high efficient furnaces. We tighten up our house so we don't get a mixture of air. We have high vapor pressure because of groundwater and the way our houses are built and our waterproofing systems. And so if you got moisture and you've got cellulose products and you got these things here running around your house, okay, you're going to have fecal pellets in the air from dust mites. So clean them, filter them, and the way to kill them is lower that humidity. These fecal pellets don't occur on low humidities, but you got to be careful. If the humidity is too low, then you start getting shocked, right? And then you got to figure something else out. But you want to lower the humidity so you can minimize the dust mites. Anyways, and probably plastic pillow covers, plastic bed mattress covers, plastic couch covers. And this way, you can still put the cloth over that. Then you just wash it, every couple of days or once a week. And that'll minimize, you sweat in bed too, And so that gives it humidity too. So if you can split the mattress up from your sleeping area, that'll help. And you could also change some things around too. Maybe that's not such a good idea. Definitely not a good idea. But anyways, if you have any comments that are positive, go for it. But if you don't like what I said, I don't hear you. I don't want to hear, and nobody else wants to hear your negative comments, okay? If you got cognitive dissonance, don't throw it here, man. Take it somewhere else. Anyways, call Mark with a question for your house problems, odor problems, that kind of stuff. You can also below, I have a few products that usually I try to sell that might be related to the video. And then also up top, ring my bell, and that way you'll get my new videos when I put them out. I do a lot more videos on house stuff in the winter. In the summer, I do some gardening. I'm one of these green people that does organic farming and farmers markets. And next winter, I'll be traveling around the country doing urban exploring, and that's one of my hobbies too. So, hey, thanks for coming on. Please rate and subscribe and share.